reality of getting approached by someone who you're not. And so if you're a guy, and a lot of guys have low self-esteem, or they don't think that they look a certain way that they are supposed to look, they have a low or negative self-image. So if you have these guys that think that they're an ugly, weird-looking guy, and oftentimes they're right, then yeah, they're not going to come up to a girl and talk to them at all, because they're going to think that, well, fuck, I'm just going to be, I'm going to be seen as a weirdo, right? You have to become more creepy? Yeah. What some guys don't get is that sometimes a woman says no, and he persists anyway. Well, yeah, but there are women that like that, but I would not, hey, I would never, do not do that, bro. If a girl wants to play games with you, you are not a PlayStation. Get away from that as fast as you can. It will only get worse. So, yeah. And the norm now has been constructed by women, yet they gaslight men to still wonder why it went wrong. Well, I think really that's the primary reason. And even worse is whenever you're handsome and girls are catty over you. Well, I'm not sure about that, but like what I'm saying is that for a lot of guys, I think that they don't want to go up to a girl because, again, like how many times have we seen some popular girl on like OnlyFans post the DM that she gets from some, you know, maybe some athlete that messages her, or some other like popular content creator that messages her, and she's like exposing his messages. Like I feel like I see this at least twice a month, right? And so if you're a guy and you see that, I don't want to fuck that, bro. Like, absolutely not. I don't want to deal with that shit. That's awful. Yeah, and so I'm not about that at all the time. Yes, of course. They don't have their own needs. Yeah, exactly. Female leader. Yeah. Internet's forever, exactly. And so, I mean, the other week we saw 2 or 3 guy streamers have women call them rapists for basically no reason. Like, what? Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. But in general, it's easy, bro. Passport, bro, and your wife. I don't know if it's any different in other places in the world. I have no idea. But in general, that's kind of what I would assume. And I think also it's, again, the main thing is that women have said for years they don't like being randomly approached by guys. So what a surprise that after spending years saying that you don't like being approached by men stop approaching you. Wow, what a fucking... It's a fucking mystery. How could that possibly happen? So yeah, I answer on the link. Oh geez, yeah, there's definitely that. The problem stems from 3 out of 10 girls just thinking it deserves 10 out of 10 guys, so they reject most guys. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, again, like rating the appearance and everything like that, that's always like kind of subjective to an extent. But I mean, I think it's subjective and it's not, right? Obviously, but generally that's how I feel about it. Feminism pushed men to the problem narrative, and now we see that are emboldened and women are just as bad. Not necessarily, right? I have 3 friends that already have or want to find an Asian girlfriend. Well, look, I mean, I think that there's plenty of people, like, being a different race doesn't necessarily make you spawn with different attributes, okay? This isn't World of Warcraft, all right? So there are plenty of girls that are Asian that act this way, and plenty of girls that are not Asian that don't act this way. I don't think it's really that true, that case at all. And so, yeah. It kind of does, though. Yeah, I don't think so. It's race. It's not race. It's geography. I think it's also just culture and attitude and personality. But anyway, yeah, that's generally what I think about it in general. You want your kids to have genetic diversity and they have better family values. I mean, I think like, look, marry who you want to marry or not. Like, what the fuck am I talking about that for? I have no idea. But anyway, that's the reason why I think guys don't do it. Guys don't do it because girls have said they don't like it, and also I don't think girls actually want it. I think they only want it from guys that they think are attractive, and this is something that they want from a conceptual viewpoint, but they don't want the reality of it, because they used to have the reality of it, and collectively most women said they didn't like it. So I wonder, do you really think that the people now are that much different than they were 15 years ago? Absolutely not. It's probably about, or 20 years ago, not really. No, it's probably about the same group of people. That's it. From 1 to 10, women seek 9s and 10s, but other than that, men are invisible to women. Well, women say the same thing in general, right? I mean, like, obviously they do. So, yeah, it's that simple. Most of them, I know from 20 years ago, absolutely did not hate it. It was a very small vocal minority that hated it. I think that the problem is that a lot of men, so that's not my experience personally, is that I think that a lot of women didn't like it because it didn't stop at asking them out. There was like other creepy behavior that would follow that. Like, you know, following them home, or asking them out multiple times, or trying to like force interactions with them or something like that. And so in general, the idea is like, you know, you cut it off at the beginning, and so it never evolves into that worst stage. That's the main issue. Yeah, those are no-nos. Yeah, exactly, right? It's 5% of women make difference, make 50% of men afraid of approaching. Most women have approached and rejected me. Don't tell me off. They just politely decline. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Something else. We have to watch some home app on Twitter. I'm not gonna watch, like, listen, I feel like my viewpoints on this are probably the most, I think these are the most balanced viewpoints to have. Like, I can see, like, I mean, again, I can see both sides to this, right? I mean, there are some issues of it where, like, guys do feel insecure and other ones don't necessarily, right? Weird interactions like stealing salads. Yeah, but stealing salad, no. Stealing a salad is very different. So when a man approaches a woman and tries to, like, pursue her in a way that makes her uncomfortable, that's very different than a woman doing it to a man. And the reason why is because men are bigger, stronger, and faster than women. So there's this implied amount of physical, like, dominance that exists. And so, like, that's really the big difference. Like, you can't compare the two things. Like, it's like the old Chris Rock joke. You know, every guy has a funny story about a girl that's a crazy girlfriend. Why do no girls have stories about crazy boyfriends? Well, because they're dead. So yeah, there's just an imbalance there, and that's the reason why. It's a totally different thing. North Vietnamese, we have very traditional views. It's the culture there. Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on the person, right? More than anything. As I said before, for a pretty friend, it was constant, being approached 10 times a day. Not everyone taking kindly to the rejection, even one punching her in the face. Yeah, exactly, right? And then it's also like guys that, you know, because you also, like, again, the women that are saying don't approach me. The guys are, that's a really great point that you're bringing up, is that a lot of guys, whenever a girl says no, now a guy treats it like it's a debate, right? He's like, oh, why not? Like, well, what if I do this? What if I pay you? What if I do this or that? You know, do you have a boyfriend? Like, why not? And so he's like trying to convince her. And so then you have like another element of uncomfortability that happens. And so I think that's, yeah, we'll pay you. No, I'm being serious. No, really. Yeah, just walk away after the no. Yeah, but a lot of guys don't do that. That's the issue. You could ask politely, though. I think that most women are probably not going to be put off by guys that are asking politely, even if they're weird-looking guys. But the problem is that you're throwing the, like, that is, if you have 10 interactions and one of them is bad, that one bad interaction will outweigh the 9 good ones. Because the interaction that is bad is so fucking bad that it makes people, like, uncomfortable and they think about it for years. Yeah, it doesn't work at all. Yeah, and so that's really it. What the saying is matters a lot. Yeah, there's some weirdo people out there. Yeah, the bad one poisons the well. Yeah, I think so too. Women should just go back to pair bonding through knowing the same people. Yeah, we should go back to arranged marriages. I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah, that way you don't have to worry about, like, you don't have to worry about getting a girlfriend, like, bro, like, just, you know, your parents can just set that up. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to think about it at all. Yeah, we'll just go back to arranged marriages, and that way all of this, like, problem solving and thinking and everything like that, yeah, just bring those back. Everything's totally okay, all right? And honestly, not the worst. Yeah, I mean, hey, it solves some problems, doesn't it? Yeah, government assigned girlfriends. Yeah, well, that's going to be whenever J.D. Vance becomes president. We're going to get that. And so, yeah, government mandated girlfriends. Yeah, more time for video games. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about it. It just kind of happens on its own.
I will say this, you know, they did ask me when I got off the plane, immigration, Europe has a tremendous problem, and we do too, but we've sealed our borders. We have nobody coming in, and we have hundreds of thousands of people being taken out, and the bad ones first, and I think we're doing a very good job of that. But we had, I mean, it literally registered 0 people last month. We probably said that, nobody. and Europe has a very similar problem. I think they're going to end up in the same place. You might as well go there quicker. And the other thing I say to Europe,
we have the President of the United States advocating for acceleration live on bro.
we will not allow a windmill to be built in the United States. They're killing us.
No more windmills. They're killing us. Oh my God.
Killing the beauty of our scenery, our
say the birds. Say it.
valleys, our beautiful plains, and I'm not talking about airplanes. I'm talking about beautiful plains, the beautiful areas in the United States, and you look up and you see windmills all over the place. It's a horrible thing. It's the most expensive form of energy. It's no good. They're made in China, almost all of them. When they start to rust and rot in 8 years, you can't really turn them off. You can't bury them. They won't let you bury the propellers, you know, the props, because there's a certain type of fiber that doesn't go well with the land.
Yeah.
That's what they say. The environmentalists say you can't bury
That's
them.
what they say.
Because the fiber doesn't go well with the land. In other words, if you bury it, it will harm our soil. The whole thing is a con job. It's very expensive.
He hates windmills. I think that he hates windmills more than basically anything.
I am fundamentally
Really? Like, he fucking hates them. Why though? I don't know.
And in all fairness, Germany tried it, and wind doesn't work. You need subsidy for wind, and energy should not need subsidy. With energy, you make money. You don't lose money. But more important than that is it ruins the landscape. It kills the birds. They're noisy.
Rest now, little one. I shall return you to death.
You know, you have a certain place in the Massachusetts
Bingo.
area
หลอกหวยเลยสัตว์
that over the last 20 years had 1 or 2 whales wash ashore, and over the last short period of time, they had 18.
Open your eyes.
Okay, because it's driving them loco. It's driving
delay the inevitable. The machines will rise.
the Massachusetts area that over the last 20 years had 1 or 2 whales wash ashore,
สันดานเนอะ
Two whales?
and over the last short period of
The
time,
whales got
Every creature who dwells
they had
in this sea,
18.
but never have I seen
18.
Okay, because it's driving them loco. It's driving them crazy.
You are one
Now,
of a kind, but that doesn't mean you have to be alone.
They're killing the whales. The vibrations. You know what's so crazy is that I wonder if he's right. I mean, like with the bird thing, it's like it seems like it's bullshit, right? But
See how strong it truly is.
it's just
windmills will not come. It's not going to happen in the United States. And it's a very expensive, and I would love to see. I mean, today I'm playing the best course, I think, in the world, Turnberry. Even though I own it, it's
look. This is a golf course, right?
probably the best course in the world, right? And look over the horizon, and I see 9 windmills. It's like quick.
Okay.
At the end of the 18, I said, isn't that a shame? What a shame. You have the same thing all over.
He
all over
fucking
Europe in
hates
particular. You have windmills all over the place. Some of the countries prohibit it, but
He hates windmills. Like,
people ought to know that these
my
windmills are
God.
very destructive. They're environmentally unsound. Just the exact opposite. Because the environmentalists, they're not really environmentalists. They're
what do
political.
you guys think he hates more, windmills or illegal immigration? Because right now, I don't know. I think it might be windmills.
Acts. These are people that they almost want to harm the country. But you look at these beautiful landscapes all over the the world. Many countries have gotten smart. They will not allow it. They will not. It's the worst form of energy, the most expensive form of energy. But
Wow.
windmills should not be allowed. Okay.
Okay. Well, there it is, guys. And
and you're known as a tough negotiator and deal maker. What is in front? And fair. And what is in front of
That's
us?
less important.
If we are successful,
Fucking asshole, bro. Oh my god.
I think it would be the biggest deal each of us has ever struck. So I'm very much looking forward.
Ever struck by anybody, that's
Yeah.
true. Right now we have that honor goes to Japan. We just struck a deal with Japan, as you know. And we're very close to a deal with China. We really sort of made a deal with China. See how that goes. And we have numerous other deals. And mostly I'm just going to charge tariffs. You know, it's not a deal per se, but people are going to pay tariffs. And we're doing them at the low end, not the high end, because we don't want to hurt anybody. And pretty well big.
And
Oh my fucking god. So not only, and this is what's really funny about this, is that it seems like there's some sort of, let me see if I can find this EU trade deal. Look at this. Here we go. We've reached a deal.
Is going to agree to purchase from the United States.
Judge, jury,
Is
execution.
going to agree to purchase from the United States $750 billion worth of energy.
Man.
$750 billion worth of energy. They are going to agree to invest into the United States $600 billion more than they're investing already. So they're
What's
investing
that black thing on his
a
head?
large amount of money.
What's that?
You know what that amount of money is. It's very substantial, but they're going to invest an additional $600 billion.
Yeah.
They're agreeing
Come
to
over.
open up their countries to trade
Man.
at zero tariff.
Damn.
So that's a very big factor. Opening up their countries, all of the countries will be opened up to trade with the United States at zero tariff. And they're agreeing to purchase a vast amount of military equipment. We don't know what that number is, but it's the good news is we make the best military equipment in the world. So nice. Until somebody taps us, which is not going to happen. We're way ahead in terms of the quality of the military equipment. You saw that recently in Iran, and you see that. Unfortunately, you see that often for all the wrong reasons, right? So those things are 750 billion, 600 billion, opening up the country. We are agreeing that the tariff straight across for automobiles and everything else will be straight across tariff of 15%. So we have a tariff of 15%.
So they're tariffing European stuff, but Europe isn't tariffing us?
Of the opening up of all of the European countries, which I think I could say were essentially closed. I mean, you weren't exactly taking our autos, you weren't exactly taking our agriculture, and then you would have smaller things, but for the most part it was closed. And now it's open. It's open for companies to go in and do a good job with it. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. And we will, very importantly, they'll be investing a lot of money, but the military is a big number, but that's one number we're not determining. It's going to be whatever it is. But
It's going to be a lot more, and they don't want to say the number because it's going to go higher. Yeah.
hundreds of billions of dollars.
ควายทีมโง่ไอ้เฮียไอ้ควาย
They're
เรื่องโง่ไงไอ้
they're
โง่
going to
เว้ย
purchase $750 billion worth of energy. So that's going to be great. And $600 billion worth of investments into the United States over and above what they have. So, and I think that basically concludes the deal. I mean, those are the main factors. I don't think there are too many other factors. Other than we're going to get along great. And we have a great relationship now with NATO, which is largely the same. I mean, not exactly, but pretty close, right? Largely. And with NATO, as you know, they're going up to 5% from 2%. And the relationship is very strong with NATO. So I just want to congratulate you. I think it's I think it's great that we made a deal today instead of playing games and maybe not making a deal at all. I think it's I'm going to let you say, but I think it's the biggest deal ever made. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Wow. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, thank you. We have a deal. We have a trade.
I guess so. And yeah, EU gets cut again. Yeah, I guess so. 15% reciprocal tariffs, a massive trade deal with Europeans to buy $750 billion in American energy. Oh my fucking god, man. It's crazy how it's like he can go off and just go absolutely fucking hog wild on fucking windmills, and then somehow I would say this seems pretty decent. You know, yeah, it seems all right. Ursula just sold out all the EU. Yeah, mafia tactics work. Yeah. I guess so. I don't know. But there it is. And you got, obviously, you know, you got them doing it. And so, because that deal, my country wants us to work 5 more years than we should, 40 years. Well, that's just too bad. The thing is that if you don't like that, then you should have negotiated better. You've got to expect for other countries like the U.S., and we expect this from, I expect this from any other country, they're going to want to do what's in their best interest. And we got to do what's in our best interest. We should be using nuclear energy, not coal. This is ridiculous. I completely agree with you. I think coal is ridiculous. And there it is. Obviously, a lot of people, are they unhappy about her? Uh-oh, you forward. Explain to me how this is supposed to be a good deal for Europe again. Yeah, what did the EU gain? So everybody is fucking pissed at her. You caved in as expected. We didn't elect you. Man.
The cosmos heals.
She literally sold the European economy to the United States. She made a deal that favors the U.S. hugely. Well, how about that? And I thought you were Irish. Yeah, I'm Irish, Scottish, and German, primarily. Yeah, be those 3. This is wait, the Epstein client list got leaked. What does this say? Crooked Hillary, Bruce Springsteen, Sleepy Joe, Elon Musk, Rosie O'Donnell, Barack Hussein Obama, and then Eric is number fucking 1. You know, guys, is this real? Did they finally bring it out? I can't believe it. That's what we want? Yeah, I guess so.
That's my girl, Jeannie.
Los Angeles has been broken for a while, but now it's also born. Anthony Tommaso showed us. The ice ride has been heavily disrupted, but incredibly expensive to respond to, accomplishing absolutely nothing to stop these.
Yeah, actually, now that the LA riots are in the rearview mirror, what did they accomplish? Nothing.
Thanks, Jeannie.
Literally nothing.
Federal raids all across the county.
Content? It
As
was
the Trump
great
administration
content.
openly states, it only caused them to double down.
LA Mayor Karen
That's
Bass.
right, bro. The thing is, like, yes, 100%. Like, and that's the thing. The more they cry, the more you need to just keep going and do it even more. Just completely, break their spirit, break their soul.
Demanding that
The
ICE
mayor's name is
operations
even
Karen stop
Yeah.
in Los Angeles. Vance laughed and said there is a 0% chance that is going to happen. He says the more riots, the more protests, the more activists and politicians that interfere, they're going to double down on their operations at the federal level.
Now, it would be one thing if all this did was
You love
waste
to
the
see it.
EBT tribe's time, and possibly whoever was mysteriously funding these riots. But no,
Where do they come
this is
from?
going to domino into the collapse of Los Angeles. As of yesterday,
I live in California. That's weird that Kamala's running for governor. I mean, to be fair, I mean, okay, she did fuck everything as vice president. Yeah. I was gonna say at least she didn't light the country on fire, but then I remembered actually, like, well, when they were president, they did have those fires, like all those riots and shit too. So, I don't know. I mean, y'all are fucked, man. Like, y'all are fucked. You can't come here, by the way. But unless you're hot, and a girl, by the way, I don't want any competition. Okay, things are hard enough for me already. Unless you're a hot girl, you cannot come to Texas. You have to stay there.
LA just declared a fiscal emergency, which is already on top of how back in April, they proposed laying off 1,600 employees, with 400 of them being from the LAPD, asking for a $2 billion bailout.
Just what they need. Less police.
For sure. Let's be clear. 1 month after that request, California announced a $12 billion deficit, citing Trump's tariffs. So I saw Trump's what? Somehow doubt Bass is gonna get that bailout. But after those proposed cuts, the anti-ICE protests and rallies cost the city an additional $32 million.
I don't believe that. I think it was way more than that. I think that they are underrepresenting it because they don't want to show how badly they fucked up. There's no way it was only $32 million. I feel like even if they said 320, I would be like, mate.
Causing them to make 248 police non-sworn personnel layoffs and cutting 41 actual firefighters, even though...
So you didn't even have enough firefighters to put out the fires of the cars. So the solution to that is to get rid of the more fire.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Oh shit.
They're only getting rid of citizen employees of the police department. Keep in mind.
It's like, imagine if everybody hates the police. Like, imagine if you're a firefighter out in California and you're just getting kicked in the dick by this. You had nothing to do with this. You didn't have anything to do at all. Oh my God. How are you going to say the LA protests didn't accomplish anything, yet they cost the government, which they disagree with, $232 million? Okay. Let me address your question because it's just so stupid. I can't let it go. How are you going to say the LA protests didn't accomplish anything, yet they cost the government, which they disagree with, $32 million? Because the government that they agree with is the local government, which is the LA government. The LA government is on board with them, and they actively did not cooperate with ICE. So it cost the Los Angeles department that they agreed with. This is, again, it's the local government and state government and city government versus federal government. And then you go, I think it's more than that. I don't even know. They're not sending. They're sending retards. That's, I was gonna say they're not sending their best, but how can people be that stupid? Because people like that, you have to understand, is that people like that are like very, very low intelligence, but they don't know it. So what they do is they come up with these like, you know, like if I don't think about this at all, it makes sense, like gotchas.
In those wildfires that recently hit Los Angeles, a lot of their fire trucks weren't in service as they just laid off the civilian employees responsible for the upkeep and maintenance of those vehicles. As Los Angeles continues to decimate their ability to enforce the law, citing finances. Which is awfully interesting, as the LA Times just reported 2 days before that the city council approved $250,000 for the city attorney to bring in an outside legal team to respond to the Trump administration, ending...
How is it that you have a fucking... So if they have all this illegal alien labor, and they're constantly running a deficit, doesn't that kind of prove that the whole idea that these illegal aliens are like helping the economy? Like either they are so astronomically retarded that they have this massive advantage that they still can't manage to overcome, or maybe having a bunch of illegal aliens that can't even speak English in the country doesn't actually increase the economy. I don't know, guys. I wonder which one it is. And actually, wait a minute. No, I don't. We don't have to choose. It's obviously both.
Their article with, they have been willing to detain and deport people that are here legally. I don't think I've seen a single instance of this, and let me know if you have in the comment section, but it just seems to be more of this fear-mongering that only reinforces the idea that local residents need to protest the feds, which will only dig them deeper into debt, forcing them to lay off more police officers to keep the citizens safe, with seemingly unlimited amounts for attorneys to keep themselves safe. And again, who does a city expect to pick up the check? You, the average citizen. as Mayor Bass did a press event cleaning up some graffiti in her $100 night.
This is just, bro, like,
That was
the thing is that, like, whenever Trump worked at McDonald's,
You are the one with the
like,
eyes of
you
the
think about the aura that came from that versus her
I
doing
am
this.
friends with the eagle who sits atop the
This is
world.
just fucking sad, bro.
break it to you, but Hawkeye is just
This is
a code name.
pathetic, bro. Oh
I
my
bet my
god.
pal Sam would love
You're halfway
He
there.
dunks.
Keep going.
But then the residents were upset to
Also,
receive.
yeah, what? Don't you have a power washer? Yeah, exactly. Like, you just go over that with a power washer, should probably take off the majority of it right there.
An email asking them to give up their Saturday to volunteer to clean up the city after they let the rioters destroy it. As even after the riots ended, they're still vandalizing their own community to fight ICE.
Wait, what is this?
It's ended, they're still vandalizing
Ice, fuck,
their own.
ice. You ran out of room for the third one, didn't you?
is real firepower!
They're actually fucking retarded. Oh my god. Bro. That's so fucking sad.
Vehicle reached the
Community
Keep on
Look at that.
fight ICE. It's insane that none of this is actually effective in pushing out the feds. The city is just taking this bizarre position of defending the destruction under the assumption that the regular citizens will pay the tab. As the most outrageous aspect of this broke city is a rent freeze for immigrants.
Labor unions are joining forces today.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Angelinos against immigration raids. The local SEIU 721 labor union, along with crew and the tenants union, are
No, please don't say who's gonna clean the house. Oh no. This is so fucking bad, man. Oh my god. They're tenants? Yes.
the LA City Council to pass an emergency protection to help families who may face eviction due to the immigration raids. The unions say many families may not be able to cover rent due to a family member who may have been taken by ICE, or who have family who may not be able to leave their homes due to fear of kidnapping. The groups claim Latinos make up majority.
I like how they use the term kidnapping.
This is
like, yeah, guys. No, that's called being arrested. It's called being detained by the police. I know this sounds crazy, but that's what happens. They're being kidnapped. Yes, it's so disingenuous. It is.
40 of renters in the city of LA.
Who's an ICE agent, now who's a bounty hunter. Now I can be just a cop
That's right.
and just go kidnap people.
No matter what you
When does this happen? They're being disappeared for sure.
As someone that lived in LA during the lockdowns, I despise this, as at the time I was furloughed from my job, where basically I had the option to not pay rent and not get evicted until I got my job back. But even though I struggled, I still paid it just to not have a huge payment at the end, not knowing the city would essentially forgive the rent debt and settle with the landlords, meaning I just wasted over $10,000 from my own bank account and countless more as the city's funds would go to paying off my neighbor's rent. Now I have...
This is a very, very good lesson. We had this happen too.
This is your big chance.
Never pay your bills. Always default. Never answer the phone calls. Take out credit card debt. Pay it with other credit cards. When
Don't
they
mess
call,
with the
tell them
amazing
you're not
Spider-Man.
there. This is what my mom
Never
wrote.
miss.
She would be $90,000 in credit card debt. $20 in her wallet. And I'm like, we gonna get Taco Bell? She says, yes, of course. Hell yeah, we're gonna get Taco Bell. We're fucking rich.
Energy levels rising.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Since
Did you ever pay off? No. The thing is that she got away with everything. She got away with all of the debt. She got away with all of the default payments. She got away with all of it.
City, and they're about to do the same thing again. Turn to debt. On top of the new debt they just requested.
will authorize a $5 million loan to help pay overtime for LAPD officers working around the clock during recent ICE protests in downtown LA. Officials say the city of Los Angeles has already spent $19.7 million in response to the protests, with nearly $12 million of that money paying for overtime for the officers.
And correct me if
What retard even does this?
$1 million of that.
Gonna light the car on fire.
Paying for overtime for the officers.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought those LA coppers don't actually get paid overtime. They just bank those extra work hours as vacation time to be used at a later date. So I don't really know what this extra $5 million is for, other than covering the shortcomings they already couldn't afford. And it's only getting worse from here.
This is video from 9th and Spring this morning, and it sure looks to the layman that those LAPD officers on scene are at least helping the operation as those federal agents took people into custody.
Just arrest them, bro. Just arrest them, put them in jail. What they should have done, this is what they should have. They should have gone out with nets. And they should have gone with nets. Like, I think, like, I mean, you know, because, like, I really, you know, I like content, right? I like making content. And I think that they need nets, like the big ones, like, you know, you catch the butterfly, but you got the really, really big one. And like, you could put them under people, right? And you can make it with like Kevlar and like Ebolas. Yeah, no, because then they could get hurt. And then like, what if they break their arm? Because then that would be a problem for part 2. And then you put on ankle bracelets on all of them, and you make all these people clean up the whole fucking city. That's it. Yep, you make them clean the whole fucking thing up. Like, they have to clean up like the blown up cars. They have to clean up like all of that KKK shit, etc.
The battle starts in 5.
Yep, and you could even have it. That's true. You could have Mr. Beast do it. That's a good idea. Isn't that slavery? I would call it a surprise job.
He has just come out with a statement saying that is not true. They were simply there on a call of a kidnapping, and once they realized that was not taking place, they were there for crowd control. A lot of these people say, in this group are calling these kidnappings and not people being taken into custody by these federal agents.
Which I believe stems from local Reddit posts.
Just the secret police.
Where I've seen countless replies with thousands of upvotes suggesting this exact tactic, as this should be considered the same as filing a false police report, as they know what they're witnessing, but are just feigning stupidity in order to waste police resources. With the real
anybody who's intentionally wasting police resources should be, you know, they should be charged for something. Like they're fined massively, like because again they're just wasting people's money, right? I mean, jail time. I would say jail time if you're weaponizing them in a way that's like, you know, violent, essentially. But like, maybe, right? Maybe.
Users being any law-abiding taxpayers that actually need the police, but get stuck with 1-hour hold times with 6-hour response times. Where are the sheriffs during all of this? Well, after Trump sent those B-2s into Iran, the official LA County Sheriff's account posted, "Their hearts go out to the victims and families impacted in Iran," which is a...
Iran didn't have the internet at that point. Because they shut down the internet because they didn't want the people of Iran to realize that they were getting their ass beat, and so they shut it down. So like the people in Iran wouldn't even be able to read that to begin with. They're talking. It's literally just a virtue signal for like other weirdos in that city to be like, oh wow, we really care about them.
Eventually, an American sheriff sending condolences to Iranian nuclear facilities.
Yeah.
It doesn't get more Los Angeles than that. Now, they did try to quietly edit out their condolences in that post, but eventually had to delete it due to the backlash. They are posting an apology stating they fell short of expectations. Los Angeles County is officially closed, as nothing in this entire video seems to show the city actually cares about their law-abiding, tax-paying, regular citizens that keep the city running. It's all about coddling criminals, virtue signaling, and deficit spending. And that comes from the top. As when the rioters were burning the city, apparently Governor Newsom was too busy sipping wine. But when Vice President J.D. Vance stopped by to check in on the Marines saving the city, out of nowhere, Newsom now wants to come through for a debate. Parts of his state are on
trying
fire.
to debate on this shit? Like, bro, like, you need to debate whether you want to put out the fire or not. So, we got somebody right here. What are you saying? I really like you a lot. I don't understand how you can actually be so short-sighted. Thanks for teaching me to go outside my door and actually make my own picture of this world. Bro, it's actually what's happening in Germany. Someone gets on the top using a group of people everyone hates, while everyone doing that dysfunction of your political system gets more power. There are ASMR videos about how you deport people. I mean, for fuck's sake. So, which group of people here are the Jews from Nazi Germany? Which group is it? You got timed out. Which group is the Jews from Nazi Germany? I'm super curious. Anyway, let me go back to
With the rest of it going bankrupt. But the only thing that gets him out there is performative nonsense for his presidential campaign and his podcast. So if you appreciate
he's not going to run for president. Gavin Newsom is going to get immediately disqualified. And then also, like, him trying to act like more Republican and, like, distance himself from, like, woke stuff is just going to make everybody hate him. And what about some face masks? Some cultures cover their mouth to stop spreading their sickness. Why would I care about somebody's culture doesn't overrule the law? I don't care about your culture. Follow the law. Law comes first, culture second.
Nice. Right order commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality. Subscribe to Decoy Voice.
Yep. No, it's crazy that they actually burn their whole shit down while they're at a deficit. That's insane. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, exactly. K9, so I saw at 5 in the morning, I did my old man headset, asking things to answer questions, nothing that's happened. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, I'll link you guys the video. I mean, I agree with that in general. In Germany, you can cover your face in public, but not during a protest or other public gatherings. Yeah, I mean, I would have, like, there would be some examples of this where I would be okay with it, but I think covering your face in protests, I mean, like, you're just asking for trouble. This person have any other response? I'm sorry, I'm not going to really respond. Maybe I'm missing a point or I'm having the wrong take. No. Look out of here. Like, I don't want to hear you type out some whole paragraph about how I'm short-sighted and racist, and then I'm like a Nazi in Germany, and then as soon as you have to explain yourself, you say I can't speak English. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that.
Us against the world.
This is crazy.
And this is where AOC is actually from. Welcome to Yorktown, the business hamlet of Yorktown Heights, the mansion.
Why is it that all of these, like, radical socialist leftist people are actually just rich kids cosplaying as being poor third worlders? Why is this happening?
Beautiful, it's green, it's pristine, it's clean. We even have a Christopher Columbus Society. I thought AOC got all those statues ripped down. Structural racism right here in AOC's hometown. Today we're going to investigate the biggest lie in all of politics, the fraud of AOC. Let's go.
Your powers are mine! Feels the propaganda better? I guess so.
By the eye of Agamotto!
This is the Bronx. Bronx is a gritty, working-class, hard-traveled, historic borough of New York City. AOC is a communist who represents the Bronx in Congress. She's not just a rising star in the Democrat Party, she is. Clearly preparing for a 2028 run, AOC is breaking fundraising records and filling stadiums to hype her Bronx girl persona.
Giving her money? Like, like who gives this bitch money? Like, I can't believe this. How do you do this?
I'm a girl from Bronx.
AOC won Congress in 2018 by attacking her establishment Democrat opponent as not being sufficiently from the Bronx.
But a Democrat who takes corporate money, doesn't live here, doesn't send his kids to our schools, doesn't drink our water, cannot possibly represent us.
AOC reflects the reality that she's from the Bronx and a Bronx girl.
I speak like a girl from the block.
And again,
I grew up Christian.
I love how, like, whenever she's saying that, it's very obvious that she's trying to say it that way.
Generation in the Bronx.
Yeah, again.
Girls from the Bronx are welcome everywhere.
So, like, it's so obvious. It's literally... Anybody, this is my opinion, anybody that I see that does any code switching, I immediately don't trust them. I don't.
That it's almost a pathology. In fact, AOC just pulled the Bronx girl card again this week, responding to President Trump, saying she would eat a Queens boy like Donald Trump. Right.
I don't think he knows how to deal with a girl from the Bronx.
Something's very wrong here. What functional adult repeats where they're from this often? Someone who's lying.
Well, any rapper, but yeah, besides that.
And here's the dirty little secret. AOC is not actually from the Bronx. Since AOC was an infant, her family has lived in a beautiful little hamlet called Yorktown Heights. This little town...
No way.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
I never wanted to be Iron Man, but it worked out for everybody.
Logan Paul, piece of human being, absolute, straight up, just a garbage piece of human being. However, brother is a great professional. From the Suicide Forest to scamming millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of his own community from cryptocurrency. What piece of shit act has he not done? Well, let's talk about what he did. Apparently bad karma is finally here for, well, not my boy, but a boy, Logan Paul.
So it has been 3 years since Logan Paul and KSI launched their hydration beverage Prime.
Wow.
And despite their lightning in a bottle start, the last 2 years have been filled with controversy after controversy. From alleged forever chemicals in their products, to countless lawsuits, beef with the most
Hey, don't forget about that Paul. Here's the biggest controversy with Prime. It tastes like shit. I tried every flavor. They all taste like shit.
The soccer player on the planet, and currently an extreme downfall of Prime shares all over the world. Now the future of the once extremely overhyped drink is in question, and what was once viewed as the next billion-dollar company to be acquired by the likes of Coca-Cola or Pepsi has now diminished to the clearance rack at your local Walmart. So what exactly went wrong with Prime, and will they ever be able to find their way out of the hellish inferno in the last 165 days? Let's take a deeper look. So when Prime first came out, its hype train was driven directly by Logan Paul and KSI.
You get come, bro. That's how good it is, bro.
And it has been made clear in the years following that this brand is everything to them, especially Logan Paul, who has stated on multiple occasions that his overall goal in life is to become a billionaire.
When do you guys say smoke it? The honest answer? When we both hit that beat.
I'm out this bitch when I hit that beat.
I'm out.
And you're gonna see it unhinged, unfiltered.
Yo, I can't wait, Jake!
And in his head, Logan saw Prime as the fastest way to get there. Basically, the plan was to build Prime up as a worthy competitor for the likes of Gatorade, Powerade, and Body Armor, hoping to achieve enough market share.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Those other drinks taste good. Prime, so you know what they did. If anybody above the age of 8,
Shields up!
Yeah, Magneto! Your powers are mine!
Disappear!
Now, little kids might think, once they turn 12, they're done. And Logan Paul and KSI have fallen off tremendously as far as their reach on the youth for their content. They don't have big enough IPs in the demographic anymore to be able to sell their content. They're advertising on WWE,
Fighting every day.
as I believe
I got you
29
covered.
to 35.
Feeling stronger already.
Right, so like they're extremely able to hit that target demographic they once were able to hit by doing those vlogs on YouTube. They're fucked.
In the category.
It's not that bad.
You are nothing!
Above a 5 or 4
Get to get acquired by one of the big boys.
Inshallah, things go the right way. We're heading one direction, and that direction is to become the legacy brand that will be taking a massive chunk of the market.
Which would obviously leave both Logan and KSI, who are said to have large shares in this company, with hundreds of millions to billions of dollars in their exit from Prime.
Try to disrupt well-established industries that have big heads already at the table. They don't want you to sit at that table, because that means you're taking money out of their pocket.
For that to happen, Logan, who is rumored to own will need a $5 billion acquisition to occur. We all know that Logan will stop at nothing to promote his products, being seen absolutely everywhere with it, and even using the hype of his wife's pregnancy to indirectly promote it alongside his at the time new product Munchie, which also coincidentally features a Prime beverage.
And of course, we have
Morocco is a living thing. It deserves to be treated.
But honestly, it seems like no amount of promotion or collaboration in the current day is going to save Prime at this point. Like if the company were a rocket, it would be nosediving straight to the ground on a free fall. Like I'm saying, Prime is going backwards faster than Megamind's hairline.
going in. Megamind.
What is that?
60 seconds left.
Your forehead grew larger. Bro, are these foreheads just gonna be me for the rest of my life?
Now, to truly understand the fall
God,
of Prime,
bro.
you have to understand the decline in its popularity
Have
across
some
the
shame.
pond over
Shame
in the
that
UK,
shit, brother.
where the sports drink has reportedly lost 90% of their profit year over year, going from £3 million to a measly £300,000. Now, I will note that this number can be really deceptive when gauging a company and its overall health, because obviously expenses can vary from year to year. But the revenue, on the other hand, is where Prime should be absolutely horrified. We already knew that last year the sales in America were down by over 50% in the first half of 2024, but now it has been revealed that their revenue in the UK is down 70% from 2023 to 2024. To be exact, they're down from £102 million to £32.8 million. This actually makes it one of the beverage industry. Now, to save face, representatives from Prime claim that this was a natural occurring phenomenon and that this was expected after the initial hype bubble, but there's actually a lawsuit going on right now that makes me think that they previously thought differently than that. But obviously, from the outside looking in, this does not bode over well for potential investors or other competitors who are potentially interested in purchasing the company.
Today I'd like to pitch you Prime Hydration. Okay? Prime Hydration was developed to...
Because when their threat of eating into your business starts going away, why would they want to catch that fallen knife when they can simply continue on with their already existing brands and their portfolio, but Prime kills themselves quarter by quarter?
Why would you do the next Gatorade? Like literally, Gatorade is so fucking archaic. And our thesis was to create a better for you hydration beverage. We did it.
I won't make the same mistakes again. Now, I disappear.
Gatorade is like a tyrannical business that needs overthrow. Like, we need Prime to survive and overthrow Gatorade. Why? Like it's fine.
Your powers are mine! Judge, jury, executioner!
Go right to the bottom. Okay, like there's no reason to be freaking 150 plus calories for 20.
Yeah, bro, the leaders of Gatorade are so corrupt. Even this one guy who scammed hundreds of millions of his audience to save the day. Like, bro, one ball. You're the bad guy.
The only thing that can stop Ultron.
You are the bad guy in this story. We want Gatorade to stomp you out. That's what we want. You are the guy we're rooting against, brother. I don't know anybody who sees this guy and says, you know what? I'm behind this guy. Who? This guy sucks.
7 grams of sugar in it if you want to hydrate. That's insane.
Smells a bit high. What is that flavour you got there?
Tropical punch, it says.
Jesus.
Lucy, you've just come from the Maldives.
It's like swallowing perfume. What is that?
When you compare their rides and eventual decline to a drink like body armor,
which one? You know who we should trust? Probably the guy with the best taste buds on earth. One of the, 13 Michelin star chefs says it tastes like ass. We should probably listen. Unless you guys want to tell Gordon Ramsay how to taste and how it's done.
Coca-Cola, you can really see why Prime is not attractive to these companies in its current state. Body Armor spent 7 years growing more and more every single year before Coca-Cola purchased 15% of their company.
I will say there's zero sugar Body Armor thing. Full calorie cut Body Armor.
In 2018. Basically, when this happens, the acquiring company has looked through the numbers and they agree to pour gasoline on their fire through their experience, industry connections, and of course access to proprietary resources. Especially in this industry, the bottling manufacturer they own that gives Coke brands an insane competitive advantage.
Well, this is a big opportunity for Body Armor because they're now going to be within the Coca-Cola
Us against the world.
system.
After this partnership, they really lit the world on fire with 180% overall growth in their sales from 2018 to 2019. And by 2021, that number had doubled yet again, and that is when Coca-Cola purchased the remaining 85% of the company for the full buyout. Meaning almost every year since their inception, Body Armor grew by at least 50%, and in some cases over 150% before they were completely acquired.
The rest is history. Since we've been in the system, we've gone from 200 million, 450 million, to 700 million each year. We'll be 1.1 billion in revenue. The Coca-Cola bottlers have done an amazing job getting this brand to the next level.
And obviously, when you were scaling up with more and more products being sold, you start getting really giant super prices per unit because you are purchasing massive quantities from your manufacturers. And this is where Prime is really screwed. As some of you may remember, they are even facing a $67 million lawsuit from Refresco Bottling Company because they allegedly backed out of a deal due to what I saw as fears that they would not be able to fill the quotas of this manufacturing contract. Meaning Prime no longer felt that they could sell this product to justify the agreed upon number that would be manufactured when sales were still high. And in that case, they would owe the manufacturer tons of money for the time to fulfill orders they allegedly agreed to. You know, it's like Prime wanted to grow to appear attractive to investors and to try and use up this market share. And they thought the hype would not only continue, but get larger, and it really bit them in the ass.
Yep. Keep it, whoa, it's like, was it Supreme? People want
That's what it feels like. It feels like a hype-beast product.
Whoa, people don't want to throw it in the bin.
And if we're to scale out even farther, where Prime really screwed up is having a lack of direction for...
Yeah, I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, if somebody buys shit, I immediately know everything about it. And that is, you're a dude who thinks that you're really cool, but you're an idiot. Like, straight up. You have to be a fucking